Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this episode. Today's story is called A Strange Fate, the story of Samson. The story begins, Bible book, Judges chapter 13. There was a man named Manoah from the town of Zorah. He was a member of the tribe of Dan. His wife had never been able to have children. An angel from God appeared to her and said, "You have never been able to have children, but you will soon be pregnant and have a son. Take care not to drink any wine or beer or eat any forbidden food. When your son is born, you must never cut his hair, because from the day of his birth, he will be dedicated to God as a Nazarite. He will begin the work of rescuing Israel from the Philistines." Then the woman went and said to her husband, "A man of God has come to me, and he looked as frightening as the angel of God. I did not ask him where he came from, and he did not tell me his name. But he did tell me that I would become pregnant and have a son. He told me not to drink any wine or beer or eat any forbidden food, because the boy is to be dedicated to God as a Nazarite as long as he lives." Then Manoah prayed to the Lord, "Please, Lord, let the man of God that you sent come back to us and tell us what we must do with the boy when he is born." God did what Manoah asked, and his angel came back and confirmed to him what he told his wife. Manoah took a young goat and some grain and offered them on the rock altar to the Lord who works wonders. While the flames were going up from the altar, Manoah and his wife saw the Lord's angel go up towards heaven in the flames. Manoah realized then that he had been with the Lord's angel, and he and his wife threw themselves face downwards on the ground. They never saw the angel again. The woman gave birth to a son and named him Samson. The child grew up, and the Lord blessed him. One day, Samson went down to Timnah, where he noticed a certain Philistine woman and liked her. He went back home and said to his father and mother, "There is a Philistine woman down at Timnah who has caught my attention. Get her for me. I want to marry her." But his father and mother asked him, "Why do you have to go to those hidden Philistines to get a wife? Can't you find a girl in our own clan, among all our people?" His parents did not know that it was the Lord who was leading Samson to do this. For the Lord was looking for a chance to fight the Philistines. At this time, the Philistines were ruling Israel. So Samson went down to Timnah with his father and mother. As they were going through the vineyards, there he had a young lion roaring. Suddenly, the power of the Lord made Samson strong, and he tore the lion apart with his bare hand as if it were a young goat. But he did not tell his parents what he had done. Then he went and talked to the woman, and they liked her. A few days later, Samson went back to marry her. On the way, he left the road to look at the lion he had killed. He was surprised to find a swarm of bees and some honey inside the lion's body. He scraped the honey out into his hands and ate it. As he walked along, then he went to his father and mother and gave them some. They ate it. But Samson did not tell them that he had taken the honey from the dead body of a lion. His father went to the woman's house, and Samson gave a banquet there. This was a custom among the young men. When the Philistines saw him, they sent 30 young men to stay with him. Samson said to them, "Let me ask you a riddle. I will bet each one of you a piece of fine linen and a change of fine clothes that you cannot tell me its meaning before the 7 days of the wedding feast are over." "Tell us your riddle," they said. "Let's hear it." He said, "Out of the eater came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet." 3 days later, they had still not solved the riddle. On the 4th day, they said to Samson's wife, "Trick your husband into telling us what the riddle means. If you don't, we will set fire to your father's house. and burn you with it. You two invited us so that you could rob us, didn't you? So Samson's wife went to him in tears and said, "You don't love me, you just hate me. You asked my friends a riddle and didn't tell me what it means." He said, "Look, I haven't even told my father and mother. Why should I tell you?" She cried about it for the whole 7 days of the feast. But on the seventh day, he told her what the riddle meant, for she nagged him about it so much. Then she told the Philistines. So on the seventh day, before Samson went into the bedroom, the men of the city said to him, "What could be sweeter than honey? What could be stronger than a lion?" Samson replied, "If you hadn't been plowing with my cow, you wouldn't know the answer now." Suddenly, the power of the Lord made him strong, and he went down to Ashkelon, where he killed 30 men, stripped them, and gave their fine clothes to the men who had solved the riddle. After that, he went back home, furious about what had happened. His wife was given away to his best man in marriage. Samson said, "This time, I am not going to be responsible for what I will do to the Philistines."